You know, most people have evacuated parts of Louisiana and Mississippi ahead of this dangerous storm, Hurricane Ida. But there's another storm brewing that residents can't see. And that's the outbreak of new COVID-19 cases, which could become an issue as the storm shelters take in hundreds of evacuees. You see where I'm going with this. Joining me now is Dr. Lane Rolling. He's a virologist and infectious disease expert. He joins us now. And sir, it's good of you to be a part of this important programming that we're doing tonight, where we're focusing on the devastating impact of a hurricane, yet the devastating impact of a pandemic. Louisiana is in the midst of this natural disaster and the pandemic. Talk to us, please, about the health danger during this crisis.
Well, I mean, this is very important, and thank you for having me on your program tonight. But the reality is that we already have a natural disaster with the COVID-19 situation. When you add the hurricane situation on that, it just makes it just a catastrophic event. And you can imagine now COVID-19 in the general population. Now you imagine COVID-19 in the general population with people in shelters. And you can imagine the devastation there and the spread of this. So this is really becoming a super spreader event, this natural disaster. And also you have to understand too is that when we have this hurricane disaster here in Louisiana, you have power outages, you have shortage of this and that. And so you can imagine the hospitals are already strained in trying to provide the utmost effective care for people, and then you don't have any power, especially with people that are on ventilators and stuff. So it just makes this a significant bad situation to a worse situation, and it's going to be some more long-term consequences, especially for people that are not having power for 3 weeks at a time, in which trying to help mitigate and contain this infection is to make sure that we have the energy and also the ability to understand and be able to provide effective treatment for people.
You know, it is a dangerous mix, and I hate to say it, but it's like a perfect storm positioning itself for some catastrophic consequences. Now, as you know, doctor, certain viruses can be sensitive to temperature changes as well, and certainly a hurricane will bring about temperature changes. How does COVID-19 react, from your understanding as a virologist, to this type of weather with strong wind gusts?
Well, I think the bottom line is that part of the transmission of the virus itself is through respiration, also secretions, and also feces. We have to understand that here in this situation, you know, we're talking about respiratory. The virus can be propagated through air, so it can make it that much more easy to affect people. And also understanding the fact that the reality is that when we look at this situation with the natural disaster, this just makes the virus that much more easy to be spread. And I think one of the things that people kind of really do not understand is that because of the elevation of water through the hurricane, we have sewage spill. And we find the virus is found in sewage and wastewater that's in the city of New Orleans and the different cities throughout the zone of the hurricane. So people can contract the SARS-CoV virus through waste because the virus is found in waste. So this is a very important part of the whole transmission of the disease, not just respiratory, but also through waste management or sewage contamination that's spilled over because of rising waters and the inundation of rain.
You know, that is stunning. That's quite stunning because a lot of people are not aware of that. And some evacuation centers, such as the Red Cross, are asking people to bring and wear masks regardless of vaccination status. In fact, our own Derek Lewis, who is on the ground there reporting in Baton Rouge, the capital of Louisiana, was talking about how the governor and his FEMA team and his emergency crews are stating the same thing. Make sure people mask up. There are people out there, though, who are still politicizing this COVID-19 and the wearing of masks and wearing them properly. And some people, when they do put on a mask, it's not worn properly. How quickly could these shelters become super spreaders for that reason alone?
Well, Kelly, the shelters are becoming super spreaders day one because we already have an effective policies and procedure. I mean, when we talk about policies and biosecurity protocols, one of the basic management in that policy and procedure is wearing a mask, and the mask has to be an antiviral. And you're absolutely correct. You have people that are politicize this, and wearing a mask or not wearing a mask, you have to wear a mask. And you can imagine at a shelter, you have hundreds of thousands of people that are going to these shelters. with no real biosafety security protocols. You can imagine people will walk through wastewater or sewage on the bottom of their shoes. They're bringing the virus into the facility. You have people that are not being able to have effective management or control of the bathroom on how people wash their hands, etc. People not wearing masks. I mean, this is the ideal environment for super spreading events. In fact, the virus is going to go to a whole different level. If we already have this situation now where the virus is able to affect, 7 people, every individual is affected, you can imagine in a very dense, concentrated area like a shelter, the virus is going to really go rapid or really go wildfire. And that's going to take the cases up to a whole different level. And then we add also the fact that in the shelters, you have different people that are vaccinated, unvaccinated, exchanging respiratory training secretions and stuff. And this could also create a new super mutation virus out of that environment itself.
What you described, you just described a nightmare. It's a nightmare when you think about it. And then we were showing video of the nurses and the doctors, the frontline workers who are in harm's way to treat this. Even though it's in the emergency shelters, that will eventually get to them. They will have to fight that. So to those people who are in the front lines of this, what do you say to them about their efforts throughout this hurricane mixed in with this COVID pandemic?
Well, Kelly, the reality is that it goes back down to trying to understand the transmission of the virus itself. We know this virus is a respiratory spot virus. It has a secretion component, it has waste management component, or sewage or fecal transmission. The first line of providers have to make sure that they understand what they're dealing with, and that is they have to be wearing an antiviral mask. They're going to have to probably be in a BSL-3 type of situation because the virus itself is mutating, especially with this Delta mutation. So the frontline workers have to be very compliant on understanding the basic rules and in dealing with infectious diseases. If you're dealing with viral disease, it's very mandatory that everybody wear a mask, unvaccinated or vaccinated. And the reality is that we have to continue to practice great biosafety, biosecurity protocol. Everybody's going to have to create their own bubble. And when I say a bubble, I mean mask. We're going to talk about hands, we're talking about foot protection. We're talking about maybe even full body protection, especially in a super spreader event here in New Orleans. The ideal situation for this virus was what just happened in New Orleans to be able to affect more people in a catastrophic event. We talk about a natural disaster, hurricane. Well, this virus itself is a natural disaster for mankind. And if we do not get a hold of it and we continue to have events like this, the virus is going to continue to spread and we're never ever going to reach herd immunity. And the reality is that a situation like this, Kelly, creates super mutation virus, especially with the coronavirus, because it's such immunogenic.
And certainly we're already dealing with the Delta variant, which is a dangerous spreader. Look, before you go, I've got to ask you real quickly. This is going to spread, this storm, this superstorm, this Hurricane Ida. It's going to spread into New Orleans, well, not just beyond New Orleans, but also Alabama, Mississippi. What should you tell families there to do to prepare for this, not only the hurricane, but also for the potential spread of COVID? What should be in their kits for protecting themselves and their families?
Well, in their kits, it goes back to creating your own bubble, creating your own space. One is that they have to have a proper mask, and that's an antiviral mask, not an antibacterial mask. They need to make sure that they have antiseptic soap to wash their hands. They need to make sure they have stuff to be able to desanitize or disinfect their shoes, especially in a hurricane where you have rising water, sewage is all over the place because of the rising water. So you have a significant infection transmission possibility on the bottom of people's shoes. Making sure that you understand that the virus lives in feces for 35 days, making sure that you properly clean your bathroom, and make sure you have situational awareness. And as we go through this process, making sure that individual units and people are testing themselves, not just to test and find out if they have the acute infection, but also if you're vaccinated, make sure that you're getting your antibodies tested to make sure that you have neutralizing antibodies. We have a long ways to go. September, October, November, December are going to be very critical months here in the United States and worldwide And adding this disaster, the Hurricane Ida, to this just makes the situation that much more worse. So it's very important that people take this stuff very seriously, because we still have a long ways. And like you said earlier, the perfect storm is just starting in this particular.
Some very straight talk from Dr. Lane Rolling. We appreciate you, sir.